long hello, my dear and most treasured of friends, and welcome to Voltz Wars, where a wave of elation has swept across the city of Elysium. The return of Jean sparked much joy and many a partying. My goodness me, he was a liked guy, and you can tell he was missed, and my goodness did it cheer a lot of people up to see him returned all relatively safely, if a bit underfed. So that's all fantastic news, and Ezal's over the moon, and everyone's over the moon, everyone's really happy to see him again, aren't we, everyone? And there's Jean back in his uniform. It's good to be back, sir. It is so good to have you back, Jean. It really is fantastic. Wayland's really happy. These guys are really happy. It's just... what a day it was. What a good bit of operationing missionness that we did, and everyone was happy, and my goodness was there a party when he got back. Woo! So it was great. It was bare messy weekend with the lads in Elysium, bro, is what it was. Oh, I don't know if people have friends like that post horrible things like that on Facebook, but I do. Anyway, yes, so everyone was super happy to see Jean back. I was super happy to get him back. He's super happy to be back. Everyone, in other words, is super happy, except to an extent me. Because one thing that we did learn from our, should we say, infiltration into Winterly Rock, I've got all my waypoints turned off for some reason, but hey, look, lovely day, isn't it? Lovely day. I don't even know where the sun is. Oh, is it rising or going down? I'm not sure. We might be in the dark in a minute. But yes, so one thing I did learn from our successful mission in the Winterly Rock was that it's a bit more developed than our Humbung city. It's, I would like to have the biggest and best city in the land, obviously, and at the moment it just isn't. It just isn't. That's the inconvenient truth of the matter. It just isn't. So we're going to have to do a bit of work in town construction and city construction, whatever we want to call it. Now, we have got plans. What today is going to be is it's going to be a kind of a strange episode of sorts, because basically what I'm going to do is show you exactly what the plan is, and I'm going to try and impart my brain onto the screen, much like I did when I was showing you the plans for the docks. But I'm going to do that for the whole city, because I keep saying, oh, I'm going to build this, I'm going to build that, I'm going to build that, that's going to move there. But I don't really know if I do that in a way you can understand. So hopefully this is going to make a little bit more sense, and it really will be hopefully good. And then if you've got any ideas or anything that you think might be a better way of doing things as far as city planning goes, then leave them in the comments. I'll be sure to give them a read before I get to building. But, yes, so let's just let's start at the arena, because the arena has seen some improvements. If you remember, it was just a bit of sand last time. It's underway. The construction's underway. I'll be honest, it's nowhere near finished, and I don't know if I'm happy with it, but this is it so far. Oh, for goodness. The blooming desert, man! Blooming desert. Right, but this is the arena so far. It's very, very not finished. As you can see, there's nowhere to sit. There's no grandstand, so to speak. But the actual arena part of it is more or less done. I'm still toying with patterns on the walls there, but this is basically what we've got so far. It's gonna be huge, by the way, or I'm planning it to be huge at the very least. In actual fact, what I am gonna do, guys, is just slip into creative mode, just so I can fly around and show you things from a better angle. I don't think anyone can moan at me for that. Oh God, you've seen my shame. Let's stay in that creative mode. Okay, but if we just fly up here. Now, at the moment, one thing that does slightly concern me is the fact that, to me at least, it looks slightly like a toilet. And obviously, I don't want this to be called the toilet. Of course, in America, they do call stadiums. A lot of stadiums are called the whatever bowl. So you got the Pizza Hut Bowl, the Miami Dolphins Bowl, or whatever. I don't want it to be a bowl. I want it to be an arena. A stadium, the biggest and best in the land, one that will draw the best fighters from miles to come and draw the best and richest gamblers from miles around as well. But this is what we've got so far. We've basically got the fighting pit, and the grandstand's going to come all the way up here, and it's all going to be lovely, and it's going to be big and lovely, but this is what we got so far. So this is what I'm thinking is going to be the entranceway. The fighters' entrance is done, the fighters' entrance is there, and then we're going to have maybe a fan's entrance there, and they can go around and enter onto the grandstands. We're going to have special boxes as well, if that makes sense. So special, super expensive boxes, a king seat, etc, etc, etc. I'm hoping it's going to be big. I'm hoping you're going to like it. But this is what it is so far. So if we were a fighter, obviously coming to fight in the best place ever, the Stadium of Elysium, oh, fighters entrance. I'll just pop down here. Now, down here, we have what we might call the Bloodworks from Oblivion. And there's a zombie in here. It's obviously very poorly lit. Oh, for goodness sake. I'm in creative mode. It won't attack us anyway. We do have a sword to deal with it otherwise. But basically, this is directly underneath the fighting arena, so to speak. So basically, the fighting arena is one block. It's getting held up by all these things. We don't want it to fall down on the fighters that are going to be fighting next. That would not be good, and health and safety would be very, very annoyed at us. But this is what we got so far. So the fighters would be down here with their trainers, with their coaches, with their management teams, whatever. They've all got a separate little booth if they want it, but they can just be getting G'd up, getting in the zone, whatever fighters do before a fight. What on earth's going on here? Mr. Zombie, would you like to do fighting? Go on, in you go. Go on, be a fighter, zombie. There we go. Go through. Yes, okay, that's dealt with him. Okay, so basically the fighters will enter. They'll be down here. They'll be able to hear the crowd excitement and maybe previous fights that are going on up top. Be able to hear bodies smashing the floor, swords smashing on shields, and hopefully it'll be a really nice and sort of intense atmosphere down here, ready for the fighters to go and give the fight of their lives upstairs. So when the time comes for the fighter to do the fighting, we'll just play the fighter role for now. We'll pop down here. Okay, we're going to be on this team, are we? So we'll open the door. We'll go around this way. All along this walk, we're going to be hearing excited fight fans, fierce enemies, etc., etc., etc. But we'll pop up here. And here we go. Oh, wow, the zombie actually did go up. Okay, the zombie went all the way up. Basically, this is just mirrored that side. And then the fighters would enter each other. That sounded wrong. They wouldn't enter each other. That's a different kind of fighting entirely. But they both enter the arena and fight to the death or whatever they're doing. And obviously, if you just imagine grandstands of wild and excited fight fans up there, then that should hopefully be quite a lovely event, I should hope. Of course, I am still playing around with this. I've got maze stone here at the moment, and I am worried that on the white it does look a bit bathroomy, and I don't want it to look bathroomy. But this is the arena so far, and well, yeah, still a very baby of what will hopefully be the adult stadium. But you know, I think at least the fighting area, the fighters area, is functional. So we can host fights here. We can host fights here. All we have to do is put some ladders up here. Everyone can just stand here and look in. So we might actually do that to test out or something. But I think we'll definitely need to get the grandstands and seating arrangements up very soon. I am hoping it's going to be at least this high. I want it to be at least this high, maybe coming out to about here. I really do want this to be big. I want it to be the pinnacle, one of the big touristy attractions of the city is what I want. But yes, so that's what we got at the arena so far, but the rest of the city, because I did say we were going to be doing some city planning. Now, I'm just going to fly up very high here, because let's start over there, shall we? We'll start where we are currently developing, and that's with this area. Oh, for goodness sake, I'm on fire already. But that's with this area. Now, the docks are good enough. If the docks need to expand, they can obviously just expand that way. Be really cool if the world would load now. I'll have a swig of tea and wait for it, shall we? Oh, it might be a bit hot, actually. Oh, man, I've nailed that cup of tea. Oh. I can't wait for YouTube to invent the technology that lets me give you liquids through... That sounded wrong again, but... that lets me give you liquids, because you, everyone, even if you don't like tea, you want to taste that cuppa. If I'm going to be arrogant about anything, it's my ability to make a good cup of tea. I think I've got the art perfected. Maybe I should make a tutorial. I don't know, but yes, so... This area here, which is where we had those refugees, there's a butcher's, there's an everything's. I'm thinking about demolishing it and rebuilding it either there, where there's a bit more room, or out there where there's lots more room. Because I'm just thinking, in here, you know, these houses aren't going to be that big. You know, Rufus's house is blooming tiny. Look at this. I mean, we want Elysium to be the best city ever. This isn't a house fit for a breeder of death rabbits, is it, Rufus? And then the butchers in here, I mean, they do the job. The houses do their job. But, you know, I want people living in luxury here. So what I am thinking about is building a good old housing area somewhere in this area. Maybe in this area down here seems to be sort of the perfect size and shape, and then we can have it going around this way, perhaps. Maybe that could be a sort of poor area where we can just have various things. So, yeah. So I did say I was going to import my brain onto the thing. So we're going to have lots of houses. It'd be really cool if I were to not be on fire anymore. But we're going to have lots of houses around this area. Houses, butchers, tailors... the orphanage can be down here as well. Whatever anyone's thinking, whatever anyone needs, as many houses as we need. And then if we do need to spillover, because hopefully we will have a booming population eventually. We can then build out into that way as well. But what I would like to have here as well is some sort of market area. If we could have a market by the stadium, I think those two could boost each other's income quite nicely. You know, you go and buy stuff at the market, then have a bit of a gamble, or you go and gamble and then spend your winnings at the market, whatever. That's the idea. So that's the idea with this area. So general city stuff, basically. And then what I'm going to replace in this area, I think the lighthouse needs to be lighthousey. So instead of having that as the Mimirnians, I still can't say their name, but the Mimir base, what I think we could do is build a sort of secondary barracks here. So we've got the barracks for the Elysium lot, the Elysium soldiers there, and then we got the barracks for the Mimirians here, because that only needs to be temporary. We can have it as a nice training courtyard for all of them. City guard, city whatever, you know, it could maybe be a servant's quarters, because I would like to have servants. The king does need a squire, etc. And there, but then we've got, and then the blacksmith's more than welcome to stay there, because obviously he's making steel for everyone as well. So that's possibly what I'm thinking of there. And then I think everyone else will be much nicer in the canal there and there and there and whatever and whatever and there and whatever. Now the palace, of course, you don't need to be archaeologist. No, you don't need to be an architect to tell them that's not finished. That's going to be hopefully massive. I'm planning that to be, obviously being the palace, it needs to be the biggest, needs to be the centerpiece of the city. That's really what I'm hoping for with the palace there. Can't really import my brain onto it because I'm going to sort of make it up as I build, but it's going to be big, it's going to be luxurious. Can't wait to take you on the tour. I've got some sort of things playing around in my brain of what I can have in it and what I can have where and how, but it's still all very baby in my brain at the moment. But that is going to be built hopefully very soon, because we do need to think about getting this wedding done, so the elves completely trust me. And the sooner the palace is done, the better, because then we can actually have somewhere to do the wedding. We could have maybe a wedding celebratory tournament or something. But yes, so houses, markets, etc. Palace finished. Obviously, the Elven Gardens district is going to remain as it was, but it still needs finishing, to be honest. And then we got the farm here. Because we're getting more people in and out every day, maybe we could think about making the farm a little bit bigger. But what I would eventually like to do is have the road come round this way, like that, and then come along here, maybe go over the river, and then join up there, and then we can have a road going around all the houses over that way, etc., into the market, etc., whatever. And then, of course, that road will go straight past Legoland's Tower, which is going to be around this area somewhere, which is quite nice. And then, hopefully, getting to and from different parts of the city is going to be a little bit easier. Do excuse me while I have another swig of tea. Sorry, I just smacked my teacup on the boom mic, the boom filter, whatever you call it. I do apologise. Oh my good lord. When you get a cup of tea right, it is the best thing. So yeah, so that's the plan here. And then of course what we're going to have to do, if we've got people living outside the city walls, we need to give them protection. So I'm thinking of possibly, let me just get over there again. If I can jump on the tree, that would be handy. So possibly a few more guard towers here and there dotted about the shop, maybe. But then what I do want to do is have a wall. A big old wall. And I'm thinking about maybe having the wall just on the other end of the canal, if we could see that, if it would care to load in. So maybe have the secondary wall there and coming up and then maybe joining this gate here. And then going around this way, basically just covering the desert biome. If I bring up the map, you can see where that's going to lead. So basically just going around the deserty biome. Because obviously the arena, we can have a sort of training area and stuff the other side for the fighters and whatever. And then going down there, sweeping in over Legoland's Tower, etc. And then going round. I think that's currently what the city plan is. So lots more houses. Obviously we are going to have to think about sending Rate and Randor out again to recruit more soldiers for the army if we're going to have twice as many walls to cover. Good job we got the Mimirians, but there are only so many. And they're not going to be here forever. They're just here until the Ed threat is dealt with, which actually could be forever the way it's going at the moment. He does seem to have quite a force about him. But yeah, so the war's going to continue on this way. This area out here is just going to be pure farmland, and then we'll go to Legoland's Tower there, and then we'll go to all the other stuff over there. So that's currently what my brain is thinking about what we could possibly do. About what we could possibly be doing for the city. And then, of course, we've got Project Denab over there. We've got the Quarryland over there. They're both miles away. We don't need to worry about them. I'm very confident that no one's going to be able to find Project Denab. It's pretty decently hidden, I think. And then the Quarryland If someone does find it, really, who cares, to be honest, because it's just a quarry. I know we don't want to lose a quarry if we can help it, but at the end of the day, it's only a quarry. We've got some turrets over there as well. And the way the Tesseracts are set up, they can't just start sucking out of our system. What is up with this sexual innuendo today? Yeah, so if someone finds our Tesseract, they can't suck us out. Oh, God's sake, David, do grow up, please. But yeah, and then obviously, the more things we build, the wider and better the warehouse is going to become. And I think that'll be all thoroughly good. And then if we've got all these random grassy areas here, maybe we could have some store huts or something, maybe a nice giant fridge to store lots of meat, nice and cool, or some bread or some fruit or whatever. Yeah, storage huts around this area as well. So yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. So we're basically going to have 2 walls. I'm going to possibly make or think about making the outer wall a little stronger, so possibly using reinforced concrete in some way, which could then lead me to make a reinforced concrete schema. Is schema the word? You remember we've got our auto crafting area here. Or maybe if we could get a reinforced concrete thing up there. In actual fact, what do you need to make reinforced concrete? I'll just go back into recipe mode to find out. If we could make a schema right now. What did I just hear there? I swear I just heard an Enderman. I don't want to be hearing Enderman. Dad gummit. Right, anyway, so now we're in recipe mode. So we just go reinforced concrete. Not re-ignored concrete. So here we go. So that's not cheap, is it? So we need 5 bits of compact concrete and some steel ingots. But then again, we do get 8 bits from that, but we are going to need quite a lot. So steel ingots, we know how easy/hard that is to make. We should be able to cope. Obviously, we've got our quarry going on forever. In actual fact, we haven't, because I keep forget. I always turn it off to record, because just so less of the world's loaded in and we can be a bit smoother and the server can run a bit fresher. But I always forget to turn it back on. I really must remember to do that. Right, so reinforced concrete. Let's just have a look at the compact concrete, see what that entails. Oh, good lord. Obsidian and normal concrete, which is sand, gravel, and water. Okay. Okay, so possibly that's going to be a bit tricky, but I think if we could... I mean, the quarry's going to go on forever. We just have to make sure that we do it lots. So why don't we, in actual fact, just make some blank quartzits? And then if we can just get these things set up. So blank... I've forgotten what they are now. Blank, 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 blank. Blank pattern ME, that's what we need. So for them, we just need that. Let's just see if we can do. Oh, we can. Let's make, I believe 3 was for the... Oh, what is it with us and glass? What is it with us and glass? It just... I don't know. Oh, well, we'll get some more glass in the oven now, I think. Just take a bit of coal as well. We've got loads of coal, thankfully. Okay, we should have some more glass in here. Alas, we don't. We do have coal in there. And then we... Oh, brilliant. We put some... What's this in there already? Right, so anyway, so that's that. And then if we were to get some buckets of water, if we just go back to our concrete recipe. Like so. Oh, my goodness me. There we go. So we need that to make that to make that, basically. But once we've made that... I think those walls are going to stand for a while. Okay, so for this we need that. No, what have I clicked on there? Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. My most sincere apologies, everyone. We just need water buckets. Well, I've got to be honest. Water buckets are something I think we can come by reasonably easy, to be honest. Here we go. Look, lots of water here. Let's just fill them up, shall we? Beautiful. Okay, so if we just... Oops, a daisy. There we go. So, in actual fact, we don't need to be making it in here. We need to be taking these. Oh, for goodness sake, I put them in. Right, gravel and sand it was, wasn't it? Right, so, okay, so let's now go to our ME pattern encoder. Put our blank pattern in. Oh, if we just... There we go. And then I believe it was gravel, bish... Oh, no, not like that at all. It was gravel something along those lines. It was sand something along those lines. And it was water buckets something along those sides. There we go. Okay, so if we encode that, that's now to make normal concrete. And now we're actually going to need some normal concrete in order to make the next step. So if we just whip a bit of that up now. Normal concrete, bish, bosh, bash, bush. And then water in the middle. That's actually very similar to how concrete's made in real life, if I know anything about building, which I don't. So that's quite good. Well done, Minecraft mod. You're realistic. Okay, so now we need concrete and obsidian. We have a lot of obsidian, I believe, so that shouldn't be too difficult. Sorry, that tea's really good. You don't care about my tea. You can't share in my tea wondrousness, so I do apologise for making you jealous. But there we go. Okay, so we got that. So we need to go and encode that first of all. Oh, for goodness sake, now I'm going to need to get it about right. Obsidian and the concrete. I do like concrete. I was fascinated by concrete as a young child for some reason. I don't know why. Don't think oddly of me, but I just was. Right, so the obsidian goes there, and there. The concrete goes there, and all higgledy-piggledy there. Lovely. Okay, so then if we encode that, so that's compact concrete. And then we just need to make reinforced concrete, for which we're going to actually need to make a bit of a compact concrete. I think I could have probably been doing this quicker. I do apologise, but never mind. Okay, so there we go, and then we just got that. So that's our compact concrete there. That's all well and lovely. And then to make that into reinforced concrete, we just need to add some steel to it. We have steel. We have steel. That's really good to know. So we can, in actual fact, we do need that other encoder, or blank pattern, I should say, don't we? So let's just take some glass here, because I believe we had everything else we needed already in there. So if we just go to the encoder, or pattern, let's just type in pattern. That should be relatively... there we go. Okay, so if we just get that there, we can just pop a bit of glass in there, and then just get that final bit. Lovely. And then we just need to go and tell that to make reinforced concrete. So we pop that there. We will pop steel all over the shop there. And then we will also pop a tad of compact concrete there, and there. And then that is our encoded pattern. So we've got all our encoded patterns now, which is good to know. I won't set them up to do anything just yet, because I do want to have a complete mass of everything before we start that production. But hey, I'm pleased with that, and that's going to really annoy my OCD if I don't put them that way, because it makes that, then it makes that, then it makes that. Okay, so that was productive. And then once we get the quarries on, which I am going to turn on in a second, we'll let the quarries run until we've got millions bits of everything. And then hopefully, what I might do is actually... I wonder if there's a way with the diamond pipe to sort of siphon off a selected percentage of a certain thing. I'm not sure if there is, but if there's any way I can work that out, then we can definitely do that. And that way I can start having steel made without having to physically go and put things in ovens and whatever. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy the vision of the future for the city. If you've got any ideas of what else we could put in, what else might be cool to put in, where else we could do something else, love to read them in the comments. Please like if you enjoyed the video. Otherwise, goodbye, my dear old darling friends. Okay, beautiful. Right, now let's just go and turn the quarry on before we end the video and don't get anything again. Oh, hey, Baron. What are you doing over here? Shouldn't you be training people or something? My lord, the recruits are ready. They have worked hard. They're ready for duty. We ask your presence at their induction. I think that says yes, it does. Oh, good lord. Right, well, that's next episode, everyone. Thanks for watching. Again, reiterated goodbye, my friends. Well, shall we be off then, Baron Randall Huntley? I think that might be quite a good idea. Man, the soldiers are ready. This is awesome news.